Today we're talking about audio to MIDI within Pro Tools. So this feature is actually pretty new. It came out in the 2020.11 version, and it's actually really cool and it's super easy to use. So I'm going to go over all the reasons you would actually want to use this feature, and I'm going to show you how to implement it within Pro Tools. So if you guys want to learn all this good stuff, stick around after this introduction. Welcome everybody, I'm Dan Spencer and I am the Audio Sorcerer. So this is the channel where I teach you how to perfect your audio recording, mixing and mastering skills. So before we get to the video, make sure you guys smash that like button. Please subscribe and hit that notification bell to know when I have new videos coming out. So without further ado, today we're talking about how to convert audio to MIDI within Pro Tools. So why would you want to use this feature? Well, there's a couple reasons why it's handy. So for instance, if you had a kick drum or a snare drum and you didn't particularly like the sound of your recording, you can convert that from audio to MIDI, and then you can use that MIDI data with a drum software and have it trigger, kick samples and snare samples. And then you can in turn combine those with the original, or not even use the original at all, and have a much better sounding drum sound. All right, so that's one way you can use it. So another way would be to take a vocal track and turn that into MIDI and then apply a pad or synth sound to it and then mix that up underneath the vocal track. And then you can create some sort of nice little layer with it, making the vocal more enhanced. So basically, as you're kind of probably catching on here, we are using this overall audio to MIDI feature to create enhancements or to fix sounds. All right, so that's the main reasons you would want to use it. So in this particular tutorial, we're going to take this little kick trigger track I have right here, and we're going to convert this to MIDI, and then we're going to slap on the slate drums, and you'll see how we can use it to trigger a new kick track. All right. But before we get to that, I do want to let you guys know that I have a link popping up in the top right corner now to my Pro Tools training playlist. So this playlist contains videos ranging from beginner to advanced. And if you guys want to get better at using Pro Tools, you should definitely check out that playlist after this video. So that being said, let's get into this audio to MIDI demo. So the first thing that we need to do is we need to create an instrument track. And you may be asking yourself, well, why aren't we creating a MIDI track? Well, MIDI tracks are pretty useless in Pro Tools. They serve a couple purposes, but we're not going to go over what they are in this tutorial. So with that being said, let's actually just create an instrument track. And as you guys know, we use keyboard shortcuts on this channel. So it is Control-Shift-N on a PC to launch the new tracks window. On a Mac, it is Command-Shift-N. So we're going to do a stereo instrument track here. And we're going to just call this, call it slate drums, because that's what we're using. Slate drums, so we'll create that. Okay, so we got our new instrument track here. So let's click on the clip that we want to convert from audio to MIDI. So I'm going to click on it here, which it's already highlighted actually. So all we need to do is drag it onto the instrument track. So I'm dragging it down. And then we're going to get this audio to MIDI properties window that pops up. Now, we need to look at the conversion type here because this is important. Let's click on the drop down. So in our drop down here, we have several options. So I want to go over a few of these with you. If you're confused on these, you can use automatic or universal. Those are kind of a safe bet. But for percussive here, so percussive can be two different things. So sometimes percussive instruments can be pitched, like toms are pitched, snares are pitched to some extent. Kick drums aren't really pitched. I mean, you do tune your drums, but there's some things that are more pitched than others. So for this kick drum particularly, like percussive would be completely fine. All right. So just use common sense when you select between these. All right. So for melodic is going to be a single note thing, all right? So that could be like vocals, that can be a lead guitar part, that could be a single note piano part, anything that's just playing one note at a time. Now polyphonic is going to be when you're playing multiple notes at a time. So that could be like a piano, that can be rhythm guitar and things like that. So it has two different options. It has sustain and decay. So I just kind of think about the sustain one more than the decay one. So sustain is something more related to, like, if you're playing notes that are holding out, you would use the sustain one. And if you're not playing a part like that, then I would pick the decay one. All right. And again, if you choose automatic or universal, you're going to be pretty safe. This thing is pretty good at figuring things out. All right. So, but we're going to go with percussive for this particular example here. And if you have a set of clips that are all cut up, you can click the Consolidate Clips button if you want. We're just going to leave it deselected for now. So I'm going to hit the OK button, and it's going to create our MIDI data for us here. So I'm going to expand this for us so we can actually take a look at it. I'm going to zoom in. And you'll see we got a kick hit there. You can see we got our MIDI note there. We got a kick hit there. We got a MIDI note here. Now, the only thing that's kind of annoying is that when you do this, it does tend to lengthen out it all the way to the next note. So visually, it's not real pleasing to look at, but it does work properly. So just keep that in mind. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to add the slate drums to our instrument track here. So I'm going to go to the first insert slot. I'm going to go down to instrument. And then I'm going to go to SD Sampler 5, which is Stephen Slate Drums 5. And we'll wait for this to load. And I don't know, let's just load in the Absolute Rock Kit here. Give that a second to load. All right, looks to be about done. So what we need to do is when you actually convert audio to MIDI, this particular MIDI note is not going to automatically be the kick drum. We're going to need to move it. So let's open up our piano rule. So let me solo up the instrument track here so we can hear it. Because as we start sliding these down, we're going to start hearing the different instruments within this kit. So let's do that. Okay, so we got our kick drum here. And yes, it's usually the first C. That's pretty typical. So now, if I was to play this here, let me actually get rid of the solo on the regular kick trigger. We should be able to hear the kick drum being triggered from our slate drums. Let's give it a listen. All right, pretty cool, huh? And something else that's also pretty cool about it too is if I show you the velocities, you're actually going to see that they follow the playing. So if we go down to velocity here, you'll see that we have different velocities at the bottom. So depending how hard you're actually playing your audio notes, the MIDI can actually tell that. So that's great because your MIDI data is not going to give you a robotic performance. It's going to keep the integrity of your original performance that was from the audio data. So that's something that's really cool about this. All right. So that's my favorite way to use this audio to MIDI feature. I do like to just replace drums with it or create new drums and, mix them in with the original drums. So I think it's just a really cool way to go about doing it, especially if you don't own a drum replacer. So again, the possibilities are endless. You can use this any way you want. You can use it on vocals, guitars, percussion, whatever. Use it to enhance your sound, use it to fix your sound, whatever. All right. So I hope you guys learned something from this tutorial. I hope you guys found it useful. And if you did, give this video a thumbs up. Please subscribe because I'll be making this content for you, and hit that notification bell to know when I have new videos coming out. So with that being said, until the next video, I will see you guys later, and peace out.